the elites of the world, they don't seem to get it. They just don't. They tell us over and over and over again on shows like Morning Joe and other state media. I don't even think I can call them mainstream media organizations anymore. Like these state media places, they're like, oh, but there is no inflation and everything's fine. I mean, how many times we have to have the ladies on The View say things are great? He's done a wonderful job with the economy. No, he hasn't done a wonderful job on the economy. Bill Maher, who often I like, but also lives in his la-la land where he's not, out shopping for normal stuff like a normal person. He started talking about inflation the other day on his program, and he got totally checked by his guest. Like, she just destroys him because he has no clue what's really going on in the world. Take a look at this.
But isn't it amazing to you, like it was in the paper today about this country came out of the pandemic way better. We won the pandemic economically. I mean, America...
God, I don't feel that way. Explain it to me. I feel like inflation's insane.
Inflation is not insane.
Bill, go buy a car.
There's numbers. Oh, I understand things, but it has
tripled here.
Look, I get that people
buy some eggs. Explain it to me. I'm not an economist.
There's feelings, and then there's the numbers.
Okay, what are the numbers?
The numbers have come down a lot in the last 6 months.
Okay.
Of course, it was inevitable when we gave out $6 trillion so that everybody could hide under the bed from the forever flu. That was never going to end well.
It was taken by the richest people ever and didn't get where it needed to go.
A lot of it was stolen. It was. We agree on that too. It was like, was there some response needed? Of course, you don't want the hospitals overrun, but it was just a massive overreaction, and that did cause some of the inflation.
Okay, and he wants us to believe that it's coming down. It did go way, way up under Joe Biden, and then it came down, but it's still higher, Bill. And even if that's not enough for you, let me share with you this little number. This is my favorite chart. Those of you that are part of the Trish Regan team, you know this chart, the Reganites out there. We thank Yahoo Finance for this because I was cranking out the numbers myself. Trying to put them into a spreadsheet. And finally, I just thought, okay, well, this is easier. Biden versus Trump on income. Take a look at Donald Trump. Take a look at Joe Biden. This is income adjusted for inflation. You get it? You can't look at any of these numbers unless you look at income adjusted for inflation. So don't sit there and tell me, oh, inflation's kind of coming down and people are making more money and look at this, that, and the other. No. I want to know income adjusted for inflation. And this tells you everything you need to know. So Bill Maher, maybe you don't feel it, but everyday Americans, they feel it. And they're noticing it. Your guest, for goodness sakes, is like, for goodness sakes, go buy some freaking eggs and find out when you buy those eggs just how bad it is. Of course, the powers that be, the elites of the world, they would just say, don't buy the eggs. The Wall Street Journal out with a headline in February of last year, to save money, maybe you should skip breakfast. I know America struggles with its weight problems and this, that, and the other, but that's a little much, right? To save money, just skip breakfast because eggs are too darn expensive. It's kind of like John Kerry telling us we should just all eat bugs to save the environment, right? It's really gotten to be too much. And I got to say, we got to stand up to this. We got to collectively stand up to this. We need policies in place that actually help everyday Americans. I mean, think about how much more you're spending at the gas tank right now. Think about how much more you're spending to heat your house. Well, they think that you can just skip breakfast, therefore you don't have the pain of the higher cost eggs, and you can just go out and buy an EV, an electric vehicle. I mean, Jennifer Granholm was quite famous for saying that. Well, everybody can just go buy an EV, as though money just grows on trees. I mean, maybe it does grow on trees, considering that the Federal Reserve has printed so much. But realistically speaking, there are no policy solutions from this administration that will actually reduce your costs and make it so that you can enjoy a better livelihood without struggling with inflation thanks to higher gas prices or higher food prices.